guys, this is Fabiana from creativeswimwear.com. On my website you can find many of my patterns, these tutorials that I teach for you guys on YouTube. They are also available on my blog if you want to check it out. And today I'm going to teach you how to make this very basic bikini. Okay, this is a tutorial for beginners. They are very, I'm using only basic stitches, which is double crochet, single crochet, and slip stitch. Okay, and then I have, for these appliques, I have other tutorials that I'm going to put on the description below as well, so you can choose in between a few of them. I can also put this heart there. And so I'm making these really basic designs for beginners, for you guys to learn how to make crochet. And also this one is elasticized, so I'm going to explain step by step for you of how do I put elastic in the crochet, and I make the crochet in a way, the crochet bikini in a way that stays on your body when you swimming. Okay, this is something that I learned with the years and experience and traveling to Bali and going to crochet factories. I learned the right way to make a crochet bikini. So I'm gonna be leaving as well on the description below a link for the pattern print for this bikini, so you can print at home. It will be something like this, not this exact one, okay, but so you can print at home and then you can follow the shape for the different sizes. Okay, because it changes a bit, so you can print it at home and just follow the shape while you're making your crochet bikini. Okay, so that will be on the description below, the link for that. Okay, and so the material needed for this bikini and the material that I normally use to make swimwear is cotton, 100% cotton yarn. This is the one that I used for this bikini. This one has no brand really, but it is 4-ply 100% cotton yarn. Okay, there's other options as well, but I normally use this one because it's available anywhere in the world. So because I have people following me from Mexico, Jamaica, etc., and so cotton, it's something you can find anywhere. Okay, and it's 4-ply. You can use probably from 3 to 5-ply. This is a 5. I sometimes use 4, sometimes I use 3. The results are very similar. Okay, but and also if you have the height and the pattern available on my website, you can follow, and even sometimes, even if the yarn is different, sometimes you need a few more rows, a few more stitches, then you can follow this paper pattern and it's always gonna be the right size. Okay, so as well I'm using my hook as this one. Okay, let me see if you can see it here, if you focus here. Okay, this is the size, 2.1 millimeters. Scissors, lining, and a needle and a thread. The lining that I use is polyamide lining, which is underwear lining or swimwear lining, and or lycra. Okay, you can use lycra as well, and I normally use the nude color because you can use the same color in any project you want to make. So, you know, it's more user-friendly because you can, you know, match with any color you want. Also, it's good to have a white when you're making a white bikini and black when you're making black bikini, but the nude color you can use for any of them. So let's start this project right now. Okay, and I show you step by step how to make this bikini. And after, you can look for the appliques on my appliques playlist. And also I'm gonna put there a tutorial of how to stitch this flower, this applique on top of your bikini. Let's start it right now, girls. So to start this bikini bottom, we are going to make the slip knot. The way I do it is I put the yarn on top of the hook just like that, twist it on the front, actually put this way, from, so this way, okay, your tail has to be outside, okay, and then twist on the front, grab the back yarn and pull it like if you're making a chain. That's my slip knot. And then after that, yarn over here and chain 34. So 34 chains for a small, 38 chains for a medium, and 42 chains for a large. Okay, I normally increase 4 stitches to every size, and 4 stitches, it is a centimeter. Yes, so 1 centimeter to each size. That's what I increase. Okay, so stop the video now. I'm going to make 34 chains here because I'm teaching you a small today, and then we are going to start after that in our first row. I have my 34 chains here, and now I'm going to double crochet, so yarn over, and then we are going to make our first stitch in this chain, the 4th chain from the hook. So count 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put the hook through, bring the yarn back, and make your first double crochet. And then again yarn over in the next chain there, this one here, we're going to make our second stitch, yarn over, 3rd chain there, put the hook through once, twice, yarn over, and then we will be repeating this all the way to the other side. Okay, so it's 1 double crochet to each chain that I made before. We will end up with 32 stitches. Okay, so they repeat that all the way to the other side. And then on the next row, we're gonna start decreasing stitches. So stop here and finish your row, and then we're gonna keep going on the second row. Chains. And now I'm going to go up with 2 chains and turn for my second row. Okay, from now on, I'm going to be decreasing stitches, okay? Because I want to make the triangular shape we have here. So to do that, we need to decrease, okay? And we will be decreasing until I count 10 stitches in the middle here, or let me see, 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters. That's what I normally have in between the legs for my crochet bikinis. Okay, so here, the second stitch, we are going to make 2 double crochets together to decrease 1 stitch. So our 2 double crochets are gonna count as 1. So to do that, we are going to do yarn over as like before, put the hook through that stitch underneath, pull it and make it only once. Okay, you're gonna end up like this. And then ready for the second one, where you're gonna put the yarn over, put the hook through, pull it back and make it once again. So now you have 3 of these loops on your hook and you're just gonna make them all in one time. So this way, what we're counting here is the 2 chains that always count as 1 stitch, and the 2 second and third double crochet, they count as 1 because they are made together. And that's how you decrease stitches. You can always skip as well. If you prefer just skip one underneath, it's okay. But then you're gonna have a little hole here, so that's why we are making 2 double crochets together here. And then double crochet across, and at the end we will be decreasing again, because crochet swimwear works like that. Every time you increase on one side, you have to decrease on the other side the same amount of stitches, and that's the same rule for when you are increasing stitches. Okay, you're normally gonna increase on both sides as well, the same number of stitches. Okay, so let's make this this row all the way to the end. Because at the end here I do in a different way. You can make 2 double crochets together at the end here, and that would be the next 2 together. But what I do is I just make 1 double crochet here, and where I have my 2 chains, see here my 2 chains and my double crochet, I'm going to make only 1 here instead of making the 2 double crochets together. You can't really tell at the end, as you can see here. You can't really tell because we are going to make another row of single crochets right on top of it. So as you can see, the work looks really perfect, and that's the way I always do. So, and I think it's easier and it's faster. So anyway, let's go to the next row, which is going to be 2 chains to turn the work. And now here, every time on the beginning, I'm making 2 double crochets together. So I'm decreasing 2 stitches in every single row on this side until I get to 10 stitches. Okay, once I count 10, or how much was again? That's 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches. So once you have 1.5 inches left after decreasing, you can stop, and then and then I'm gonna be telling you how long this has to be, okay, for each size. So I made all my decreasings here, decreased all the way to, I could count 10 stitches, and there you go, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We always count the 2 chains on the beginning. Okay, and that took me 12, 13 rows to get there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, yeah, 13. So on row 13 I had 10 double crochets, and then I just made 10 double crochet rows. You can see is straight here because we are not decreasing anymore. So, and that's gonna be in between the legs, okay? So here, if you are making a medium, make 2 more rows because we need this bikini to be higher, okay, longer, okay, and 4 more rows for a large in this part here, okay. So we have 30 here at the end, and for a medium we're gonna have 32, and for a large 34, okay. And from now on we're gonna start increasing stitches. So we will be increasing every other row, so every second row we're gonna increase, and then we're gonna have a little bit different shape just because it's the back of the this bottom. Okay, it's gonna be a bit more like that. So from here what we'll be doing is we're gonna be making 2 chains and then turning our work, and then in this first stitch here we will be making 1 more double crochet. So keep working double crochets across like you did before, and then in that stitch just before the last one here, in this one just before the last 2 chains here, we'll be making 2 double crochets as well. So 1, 2, and 1 more at the end here. So this way we increase 1 here and 1 here, and we're gonna have the same shape on both sides like we did before here. And that's the reason why we always increase both sides or decrease both sides the same number of stitches. So if here I want more coverage and I want to increase 2, I have to increase 2 on the other side as well, so I have the same result, the same shape on both sides, okay? So if you want more coverage, you can now increase 2 stitches in every single row. We will be increasing 2 stitches every second row, so make 2 chains there, and now in this next row we're just gonna single crochet across. So we'll be making our first double crochet in this second stitch here, so we won't be increasing in this row, and the next row we will be increasing again. So you can make these rows 1 increasing, 1 just without increasing any stitches until you reach 50 rows or 19 centimeters folding. So here finish this one, and now on the next one I'm gonna increase again. So when you finish these 50 rows, you fold your bikini and you see how many centimeters you have from the top to the bottom there. Okay, and we should have then 19 centimeters. If you don't have 19, or if you want it longer, just make a few more rows at this stage, okay? And if you have a medium 52 rows, and if you have a large, then 54 rows, okay? So now after I made my 2 chains here, I'm going to make one more stitch in this first one to increase again, and then double crochet across, and then at the end there I'm going to increase again. Now if you want a look bigger coverage, okay, this coverage is a very small coverage. Okay, so if you want more coverage right now, you should be increasing in every single row. I'm increasing every second row. And here I'm increasing again, so I'm making one more stitch in this same stitch here, and then one stitch in that 2 chains, 2 last chains there. So you should have one more stitch in every single row. I normally don't count them, but make sure you have always one here and one here, one at the beginning and one at the end. This way you don't need to really count stitches, okay? So increase it all there until you reach your 50 rows, and I'm going to increase it here. You can stop the video now, and then when we finish that, I'm gonna show you how to add the elastic on the legs and on the waist as well, okay? So let's do it, okay guys? So I made 47 rows, and then I folded my bikini just to see how long it was. And because it was exactly 19 centimeters, and that's what I wanted to, the height I wanted it to have, I'm going to stop here at 47 rows, okay? So let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a full coverage. As you can see, this one has a small coverage. Okay, I finished here with 11 centimeters. Okay, but you can always like grab one of your bikinis, you know what I mean, and then just see the coverage you want and compare to a bikini you already have. Okay, and that's how you can do it, because here we're still gonna put the elastic around it. We're gonna have 2 more rows around it, so it's gonna end up having the same size, almost the same size here, but this is a medium, okay? So, and I'm making it small now, but just to show you how you can actually use one of your lycra bikinis and just follow the shape of it, increasing stitches and decreasing on the back when you're on the back. So yeah, and also the height of your bikini. Okay, here we still gonna have 2 more other rows here to make the waist now. Okay, and also for the sides of your bikini, just like, because this is stretchy, it does like this. Okay, so you always, when you're working on the sides of your bikini, you always need the crochet to be longer, because the crochet doesn't stretch as the lycra. Okay, so you can work like that, you know, just follow the shape of your own bikini as well, increasing more stitches where you need. Okay, sometimes if I want a full coverage, what I do is for 2 rows, this first 2 rows after my 10 stitches here on the middle, I increase 2 each side for 2 rows, and then all the rest I keep I keep increasing only one stitch on every side, and that's gonna make a full coverage if that's what you want. But normally here in between the legs I always work 10 stitches no matter what size I'm doing, because you don't want too many stitches in between the legs in crochet. Okay, so yeah, that's around this. That's what we're gonna have at the end, sort of like that. And because most bikinis, it doesn't matter the size, they always have similar, they are always similar here in the middle. I always work with 10 stitches here in between the legs. Okay, so now I end up making 47 rows for a small, so it would be around 49-50 for a medium and 52 for large. Yeah, a few more for a large. Okay, but make sure you just do what I did, you know, just check on your own bikini, see if it's high enough. You normally need a bit more height than a crochet, than a normal swimwear, because the crochet doesn't stretch as much as the lycra. Okay, so now we're gonna work to the sides. So from here where I just finished, I'm going to make around 60 chains to the side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So work your 60 chains there and stop the movie now, because then we are going to join with the other side here when we finish our 60 chains. So after you made your 60 chains here to the side, okay, if I was making a medium, put around four more stitches here. Not if you made more coverage on the back, you're gonna have smaller sides. Okay, so be aware of that, but I'm going to explain to this size that I'm doing. So my 60 chains finished like that. You can always check on your own bikini if that's enough. If not enough, just add a few more stitches on the side here. Okay, I made 60 and add for 5 more for medium, 10 more for large. Okay, should be enough. And now here I'm going to join this way in that very first chain that I had before on the other side. Okay, pull this tail down this my way. Okay, and then just join there. Okay, so join with a single crochet. I did. I normally use sometimes use slip knots as well. It doesn't, they're both okay to use. Okay, and now I'm going to go this way, I'm going to actually come back, because here I have the right side of my bikini. Okay, you can see where your crochet is on the right side, when you can see your little chains there. See, you can see it's facing your way. On the other side they're facing the wrong way. Okay, so this is the right side, and that's the side where I want to finish my piece always. Okay, so I'm going to make here one single crochet this way, because here I have the right side. Okay, always want to work the ends, the edges of my bikini on the right side, so I'm going this way. So after I joined here with a single crochet, I'm going to make one single crochet to every chain here. Okay, so repeat there all the way, 1 single crochet to every single crochet, and also around the entire piece. So I'm going stop the video now and finish yours there. Okay, and we're going to go all the way to the other side, and then I'll teach you how to do it here as well. But I'm actually gonna make 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets to every row that I have. That's the count that I use. With my last single crochet in my last chain there, and now I'm going to make my first single crochet in the middle of this last double crochet here, right in that hole. So 1 here and 1 in this chain that I had before, so it's gonna be 1 single crochet in the middle of the row and 1 single crochet in between both rows. So that's what I'm going to do all the way to the other side. Okay, so repeat that all the way to the other side. Here I finished my row of single crochets all around the piece. Okay, and now I'm going to add the elastic to the leg. Okay, and so the way I measure these elastics, just like this, put the elastic on top, double, and it has to be a few fingers smaller than the total size of your leg hole here. Okay, so that's the way I measure it when I cut it. Okay, a little, like 2-3 fingers smaller than the total size, because that's what's gonna make your bikini elasticized at the end. Okay, so now, and then with the very fine needle and thread oops, here, you are going to make a few stitches up and down this way. So I joined both ends together here, and I just stitched. You might be able to use glue as well, but I don't know if the glue would last very long in this case, because it's a piece that's gonna be used in the water all the time, and so I'll just make sure this didn't open with a few stitches, you know, because it doesn't cost much anyway. So after you cut this first one, you cut the other one the same size for the other leg already, and then the waist we are going to cut when we finish both sides. Okay, so here I made my last row in the middle of that last row here. That's where I made my last stitch, and now here I'm going to make, I always close like this to see where I should put the next stitch. So I'm going to make this next stitch right there in that first single crochet that I did before, and then I'm going to single crochet here just to start this row here. Here I'm leaving this tail behind or underneath my work, so I'm going to work always on top of it like this. And now I'm going to also add this elastic here. Make sure this elastic part where you put them both together, it's here in the middle of the legs, so it doesn't show on the front. Okay, so I'm gonna put around here and place exactly where the tail is, just behind my work. So hold with your finger like this, and then in this very next stitch I'm going to make another single crochet. Now here, if you feel like you're not covering all the elastic, you can always make two stitches in one single crochet. So if you have one here, you can make two to fully cover this elastic, okay? Because it's white, we don't want it to show in on our bikini. But I'm mainly doing one single crochet to each single crochet from before. But if you feel like you need to cover it more, just make more. It's, you know, it won't change nothing on your project. So here I am, I'm covering, as you can see, I'm covering the elastic here. I'm going to make two now, but it is like I said, when you feel that you need. And I'm going to pull this tail here and take, you can either cut or just put it aside. We don't need to cover it anymore, we covered enough of it. And here as well, only on the sides, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull it sometimes. Just slightly pull it, so because we want only the size, elasticize, so it stays on your body when you dive in the water. So just repeat that all the way around your bikini, pulling the elastic only on the sides, not in here, unless you need it. Okay, unless it's not enough. But I'm normally only pulling the elastic here on the sides. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, and so repeat that all the way around until you are back here, and then this side is ready. So I cut another piece of elastic here. Okay, it is, as you can see, smaller than the full size of my waist, and so yeah, like around 2 fingers smaller on each side, okay? And it's double like that. And I sew these both edges together as well, as you can see there. So I'm gonna place right here on the back this elastic. But before, I'm going to start here at the end of my back here. Just put your hook through any of the stitches here. I like to start on the back because then the knots will be on the back when we finish. And pull your yarn through that first stitch. And I always make a first stitch with both sides of my yarn. So this way I already make a knot on that yarn, and also I'm going to work single crochets on top of this yarn as well as this elastic. So I'm going to place the elastic exactly like that, okay, behind my work together with this tail here. And then I'm going to make here in this first chain you can see here, I'm going to make a single crochet with on top of both this, the tail and the elastic. And I'm gonna keep repeating that all the way around the entire piece. So put the hook through the chain right over there and make another single crochet. So be covering this elastic exactly like we did on the legs, and pulling this tail every once in a while. I normally cover the tail, so let me show you first how it looks on the back. So you're gonna put the hook through that chain there and pull the yarn like you always do. But what it's gonna do is that on the back it's gonna start covering your elastic with stitches. so we won't be able to see when you finish. So one more, just one more here to cover the tail. Then we can put that tail to the side or even cut it. And then I'm gonna keep going here, covering our elastic. And remember to always pull this elastic while working on the sides, because we want the elasticity of this bikini to be on the sides and not here. So here we're just gonna stitch without stretching the elastic, okay, on this part, on the front and on the back, but on the sides we're gonna stretch it a bit, because remember, this elastic is smaller than the waist size. So just keep working like this, one single crochet to every single crochet you had before, covering this elastic and pulling the elastic a little bit on the sides, okay? So repeat all the way around, and then this bikini is ready. So here is our bikini, how it looks like at the end. As you can see, it's stretchy and it's gonna for sure hold on your body. So now what we're gonna do is finish these tails. And to wave these tails in, what I use is a smaller hook. It's much faster and easier. And so I normally put the hook underneath one of the stitches and pull it, and then I make another little knot here, just to make sure this is not gonna open later with the use. And then I put again the hook underneath a few stitches, okay, and then I just pull it like if I was making crochet, like this. You can do that as many times as you want. I think around 5 stitches is enough, and then you can cut that tail off. Okay, so I made this bikini very basic for beginners. And now if you wanna add a few flowers to your bikini and a few appliques, I have a playlist full of them. This is one of them. I made daisy flowers, 2 types of daisy flowers, that marijuana leaf that a lot of people are using now in small bikinis. And this is the base for it. And then I'll be teaching you a few tops that you can use with these bottoms as well. You can make with them. They're all fast projects and very basic form, really for someone that's starting. So let me know in the comments below, how did you go with it, if it was easy for you as well. And that's it, guys. I see you next week. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up there and subscribe to my channel for more content about crochet, swimwear and beachwear as well.